Well, it's so hot here in Oklahoma. All of my flowers have died in the rock garden. These are some pieces of fool's gold that I found, and that is a really big rose rock. Really big rose rock. Here's a piece of gypsum my dad brought me. I used to have really monster pieces of it, like huge pieces, but the kids kind of destroyed it. And then this rock here, it's a seabed, all petrified up, and it actually looks like it has a dinosaur footprint in it. Whenever I wash it up and make it look pretty, it's pretty awesome. And then this here is little bitty fossils. They're crinoids, but for some reason they're the only gray ones where I dug up. Everything else was a light brown color, but still pretty cool. And then I have this big piece of dinosaur bone here. You can barely see it. It's kind of dirty in that rock. There'll be some more over here you'll see a little better, but that one's pretty cool. And then we have petrified wood, which most of the things I have here used to be alive. And this one here, it might have been bone. It's a little poorish, but it still could be petrified wood. Really cool. And this one here was the first one I ever found. I thought I found a dinosaur egg, but apparently it was some kind of monster dinosaur, big dinosaur with monster spikes. That's what I was told. But that's really cool. You can see the inside of it. It's like crystal. If you had a flashlight inside there, it would just shine through like glass. Pretty awesome. And these are just a bunch of rocks that I found over the years. A few different rose rocks here. Then we have a mud ball here. Really cool. Another piece of gypsum. Really cool, and another small piece there. And then this one here is a really cool piece of mine. It's got all kinds of whatnots and fossils and really cool things sticking out. And here's an Oklahoma mud ball. Here's something, I'm not sure what it is. It was grown out with the gypsum, but you can't see through it. Some other type of mineral, I suppose. Here's a nice piece of dinosaur bone there, all ruffled up and cracked. And then we have some of the fossils that have fool's gold in them, which are some of the oldest fossils known to man, which are really cool. And here's some of the see-through fossils that they have there. There's just a big chunk. I should have washed it off before I showed you. It's about the size of my fist, and it just keeps going in, which is really cool. And then this rock back here that my bird bath is sitting on, it was actually going to be a bench, but I decided to block the water from falling off the house, tearing up my garden. But it's all fossils, the entire rock. It's really cool. Bunch of crinoids and type things. Same thing going down. More crinoids and type things. Keeping the rain from washing away all my dirt. Then moving back into some of my dinosaur bones here. This one here is really big and really cool. It's really close to the size of my fist. And if you put a light in there, you can see through it like glass. It's really awesome. Looks like two of them right there coming together. I'm not really sure what they are, so if you know what they are, you can always give me a little hint. And then we have some more right here going through this rock, which is really awesome. And around. Pretty cool. And then another fossil here. which this one runs all the way through and then underneath, which is really awesome. And then I call that one right there my frog rock. Looks kind of like a toad frog looking up. I have a bunch of toad frogs, and this one that looks like a fish. My dad just sliced all these up for me for a border, so it helped block all my dirt from coming out when it rained. And those are all fossils, crinoids, seashells, and whatnots. Just like my bench over here. This bench here is tons of little bitty crinoids and fossils. And then my end table here is a piece of coral, petrified coral, which is really cool. It's got all kinds of seashells and whatnot in there as well. Little spider web type stuff. Just really awesome. And here we have some more dinosaur bone here that you can see through. This one's a little dark. We have crinoids, a big rock there that my waterfall is over. And this one here was a really hard rock to get home. I promise you that. It's been several years since I got it home, but this rock here, it's plumb full of fossils as well. But this rock here, it was like 7 feet long, and it's huge. It took a big old backhoe to break it in half, and then I loaded it with a track hoe, because track hoe was closer, of course. Here's the other side of it, and it's a big old rock. I mean, it weighs a ton. Pretty awesome. And then we have the one that looks like a jawbone over here, which I thought was really cool. A few more types of fossils here. And then we have some fossils that look like bone here coming out. A big piece of it chipped out. I have it in the house. It is really awesome looking. But on the bottom right here, looks like some kind of little sea urchin type things. They have little triangle points all over them, and they're just like little round blobs. Really awesome looking. Not really sure what they are, but really cool fossils. I'm handicapped now, so I haven't really picked up any fossils lately, but they are covering my house and yard. One of my biggest ones that I picked up by hand and brought home was right here. Fellas told me I couldn't do it, so I did it. It's got a big old chunk of something in there that's really cool when it's washed off. Nice. And here's a big old bench that I collected, and its end table's over here. It's actually kind of falling apart. It's supposed to be a 3-layer end table, so you can put all kinds of drinks and candles on it for mosquitoes. But since I've been handicapped, it's just the way it stayed. But those are my rocks and fossils. I think they're pretty cool. So here's got some kind of weird looking round balls in it. Look like little roly-polies or something. I thought was pretty cool. And this is my walkway going down to my mailbox, my hidden gate. It's really awesome. And the best part about this walkway is I picked up all this rock from Lake Murray, and you see that little drill mark right there. They drilled Lake Murray out and then put dynamite in and blasted it so they could make buzzards roost back in the 40s or 50s. And that was one of the drill hole marks that I pulled out of there, which I thought was awesome. I had to bring it home. So I put it in my walkway here so I can enjoy it and tell people stories about it forever. I got most of my stuff at Lake Murray. You can go to Buzzard's Roost and find tons of fossils. I was doing landscaping for Oklahoma. What was it? I can't even remember now. Oklahoma Dirt Movers. Yeah, that's who it was. It's been so long. But those are all the fossils that I got to collect. Thought were really awesome.